Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about something I know a lot of you are interested in, and that is building wealth.
Absolute.
But not just any old way.
Right.
We're going to be looking at a strategic approach.
Yeah.
And we're actually working with this article titled Three Stages of Wealth Building Explained.
Sure.
And it promises a roadmap to not just riches, but like lasting financial success.
Right.
The kind that you could even pass down for generations.
Generational wealth.
Generational wealth, yeah.
Yeah, that's the dream.
It even busts a few myths along the way, so I'm excited to get into that.
You too.
But it all starts with stage one.
Okay.
Building a strong foundation.
Yeah.
And they actually use this analogy of a skyscraper.
Oh, okay.
You know, you can't just start building those fancy penthouse suites. You need a rock-solid base.
Yeah, you got to have a foundation.
Exactly. And so in this stage, it's all about getting the essentials in place.
Okay, so what are the essentials then?
Yeah, so they break it down into three key components: cash flow,
Okay.
skills, and connections.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Makes total sense.
You need the money coming in. You need to be able to provide something valuable.
Yeah.
And you got to know the right people.
Right. But here's where I thought it got interesting.
Okay.
They suggest starting with a service-based business.
Interesting.
Now, that kind of surprised me at first.
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that.
Why do you think they emphasize that?
Well, think about it. Service-based businesses usually have lower startup costs.
Yeah.
And they offer a lot more flexibility.
Okay.
You're essentially just trading your time and your expertise for money. And a lot of times you can charge premium prices for those specialized skills.
So you're leveraging your existing skills
Exactly.
to generate income while you build something bigger.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see the logic there. But what I'm really curious about is how you transition from trading time for money to building a system that generates that income passively.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh, absolutely. That's the goal. To have your business working for you even while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And it starts by getting really good at whatever service you provide. And then figuring out how to systematize or even automate parts of it.
Okay, so you're not personally handling
Right.
every single task,
Right.
but the value is still delivered to the customer.
Exactly.
Do you have like a real-world example
Yeah.
of how this works?
Of course. The article uses Canva as a prime example.
Okay.
Remember back in the day when you would struggle to make like a simple logo or a presentation?
Oh, yeah.
Canva took graphic design, which people used to pay for per project, and turned it into a product.
Oh, wow.
So now anyone can create those visuals
Yeah.
using their platform.
That's incredible. So they essentially scaled their expertise
Yeah.
by creating a product that people could just use themselves,
Right.
and that freed them up to focus on other things.
Exactly. It's a perfect example of building systems and scaling your impact.
I love that.
And that leads perfectly into stage 2, where we start building something called enterprise value.
Okay, so enterprise value. This sounds important. It's crucial. But how do you even know, like, if you're on the right track?
That's a great question. It can seem kind of abstract, but
Right.
essentially enterprise value, or EV, is the total value of your business.
Okay.
It's what investors would look at when evaluating your company.
Gotcha. So it's not just about, like, your current profits,
Right. It's bigger than that.
but your potential for growth.
Exactly.
The strength of your business overall.
Your customer base, brand reputation, the tech you've developed,
Wow.
it all adds up. And building that EV is how you level up in the wealth building game.
Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more about building EV.
All right. So the article breaks it down into 5 key steps.
Okay.
And remember that transition from services to products.
Yeah.
That's step 1.
Oh, okay.
Creating a product lets you reach way more people.
Yeah.
And that's key for building enterprise value.
So that Canva example,
Exactly.
turning a service into a product, that's just the beginning. What are the other steps to building EV?
We got to expand your reach.
Okay.
Get your product in front of more people, so marketing and sales are important.
Yeah.
Then you want to streamline your operations, lower your costs, maybe even use some tech to automate some tasks. And don't forget about building a strong team, one that can function without you having to micromanage everything.
Right, so it can kind of run itself.
Exactly. You want a business that can thrive on its own. And finally, you need a strategic vision for the future.
Oh, okay.
Where do you see this business going in the next 5 or 10 years? What's the ultimate goal?
So you've laid that strong foundation,
Right.
Scaled your business to the point where it has real enterprise value. Now comes the exciting part.
Yeah.
Turning that value into a legacy,
Yeah.
that benefits you and future generations.
That's where stage 3 comes in, securing generational wealth, and that's what we'll explore after a quick break.
Right, sounds good.
Stay tuned, folks. All right, so we're back and ready to dive into stage 3,
Okay.
securing generational wealth.
So we've built that solid foundation,
Yeah.
scaled our business. It's got real value now. How do we make that wealth work for us?
That's the key.
Not just today, but for future generations.
Exactly, and that's where strategic investing comes in.
Okay, strategic investing.
The article highlights 3 main principles for building that generational wealth.
All right, I'm listening.
Diversification,
Okay,
utilizing good debt,
good debt.
and balancing risk and reward.
Okay, a lot to unpack there. Let's start with diversification.
Sure.
Is that something for someone just starting out, or is that more for folks who are...
It's important at every stage,
Okay.
but it's especially crucial when you're dealing with larger sums. You want to spread your investments across different asset classes
Okay, why is that?
to minimize risk.
Okay.
Think about it, like,
Yeah.
you don't want to put all your retirement savings into one company's stock.
Right.
What if that company goes under?
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
So you're spreading your bets, so to
Well,
speak,
that's spreading your bets.
across industries,
Okay.
different types of assets.
So how do you actually do that?
Well, the article suggests thinking about industries like agriculture,
Okay.
technology, healthcare. They all have different growth potential and risks.
Okay.
Then you diversify across those asset classes.
So not just stocks.
Right? Could be real estate bonds, precious metals, maybe even some cryptocurrencies
Crypto. Yeah.
or private equity.
Wow.
It's about building a portfolio that can weather any storm.
That can handle those ups and downs.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're spreading things out, different countries, industries, types of assets. Lots to think about.
It is, but it creates that resilient portfolio.
Makes sense.
Now, what about good debt?
Yeah, good debt.
That sounds kind of scary, right?
When we're talking about building wealth,
It can be, but this is about using debt strategically,
strategically.
not just racking up credit card bills.
Okay, so how do you use it strategically?
The article talks about how wealthy people often use leverage
Leverage.
to acquire assets that actually generate income.
Oh.
Real estate is a classic example.
Right, real estate. I'm familiar with that.
Let's say you take out a mortgage to buy a rental property.
Okay.
The rent you collect from the tenants, that covers your mortgage payments. And you're slowly building equity in that property.
Oh, so you're using debt
Exactly.
to create a passive income stream.
And grow your wealth over time.
That's smart.
It's not about avoiding debt altogether. It's about making smart choices.
Making your money work for you.
Exactly, even if it's borrowed money.
Okay, so we've talked about diversification, good debt. That brings us to balancing risk and reward.
Right.
Isn't all investing kind of a gamble?
There's always some level of risk.
Yeah.
But this is about recognizing that slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady.
That could be more powerful than those get-rich-quick schemes.
Right, those are usually too good to be true.
Wealthy investors, they prioritize stability,
Okay, stability.
modest returns, over risky ventures that could wipe out their savings.
Yeah, you don't want to lose everything you've worked for.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's about playing it smart, making those calculated decisions.
To protect your wealth long-term.
For you and future generations.
Exactly, that's the goal.
Now, earlier we touched on those myths
Oh yeah, the myth.
that hold people back when it comes to building wealth. Let's dive into those.
Let's do it.
Myth number 1. Common paths lead to average results.
That's a big one.
What's the thinking behind that one?
Well, it challenges that traditional 9-to-5 path.
Okay, the 9 to 5.
It might be secure, but it doesn't guarantee you'll be super successful financially.
Sometimes you need to think outside the box.
You got it.
Forge your own path.
Break free from the mold.
That connects back to what we were talking about earlier. Starting your own business, building that enterprise value, taking control.
Take charge.
Okay.
Myth number 2.
All right, what is it?
Passive investing alone isn't enough.
Ah, yes. Passive investing.
What's the truth there?
Well, simply putting money in a savings account
Okay.
or passively investing in index funds. It's a good start, but it's not the whole picture. So you need to be more proactive.
You got to be more involved. It's not set it and forget it. You need to manage and optimize those investments.
To make them grow.
Educate yourself about different approaches. Stay informed about what's happening in the markets.
Okay, so you got to stay engaged.
You do.
Okay, last myth.
Let's hear it.
Riches and wealth are the same thing.
Ah, another common misconception.
What's the difference?
Having a high income doesn't automatically mean you're wealthy.
Okay.
Riches can come and go.
Yeah.
True wealth is about building a lasting legacy.
It's about more than just the money.
It is. It's about financial stability, security, and freedom.
And that takes more than just a high income.
It takes planning strategy and smart decisions.
I like it. These myths really help clarify things.
They do.
So once you understand those distinctions, you can make better choices
Exactly.
about your financial future.
That's the goal.
All right, so we covered the 3 stages of wealth building,
We did.
busted some myths.
Hopefully that was helpful.
What are the key takeaways?
Well, we've learned that building wealth is a journey. It takes a solid foundation, strategic scaling, and a commitment to preserving and growing your assets.
Not just for you, but for generations to come.
That's the legacy we're talking about.
It's not about getting rich quick.
No, it's not.
It's about building something sustainable, something lasting.
That you can be proud of.
And you know what?
What's that?
It doesn't have to be a solo mission.
Oh, absolutely not.
Finding mentors.
Yes.
Building a network.
Surrounding yourself with the right people.
Like-minded individuals.
People who support your goals.
That can make all the difference.
It really can. It's like having a cheer squad and a brain trust all in one.
I love that.
Sometimes just knowing you're not alone makes all the difference.
Makes the journey a little easier.
It does.
Wealth building can feel like an uphill battle sometimes, but having the right people in your corner can make that climb a lot more enjoyable.
It's like having a map and a compass for your wealth-building adventure.
Oh, I like that.
It's about sharing the journey, learning from each other, celebrating those successes along the way.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to emphasize that building wealth is a process.
It is.
It takes discipline, smart decisions, a willingness to learn and adapt.
You got it.
And remember that question I asked earlier?
Which one?
If you could design your ideal income-generating system,
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
what service or skill would you turn into a product? What would allow you to step back from the daily grind while still creating value?
That's a powerful question. It forces us to think outside the box, envision a future where our businesses are working for us.
Not the other way around.
Exactly.
It's about finding that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Where your passion, your skills, and the market demand all align.
You got to find that sweet spot.
And it's about building a system that can generate income, even when you're not physically working,
That's the dream.
freeing you up to do other things.
Spend time with family, travel the world.
Pursue your passions
It's about that freedom and flexibility.
that we all dream of.
Designing a life on your own terms.
That's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
I think so.
To build wealth, not just for the money, but for the freedom and opportunities it provides. The freedom to pursue your passions, to give back to your community, to create a better future.
For yourself and your loved ones.
I like that.
And remember, the resources and knowledge are out there.
They are.
We live in an age of information. There are books, podcasts, online courses to help you on your wealth-building journey.
So it's up to each of us to take that first step
That's the key.
and start building.
Building that brighter financial future.
So let that question about designing your ideal income-generating system simmer in your mind. Explore those possibilities, challenge the norms, and remember, building wealth. It's a journey, not a destination.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the 3 stages of wealth building.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Until next time, happy wealth building. You know, we talk a lot about strategies and investments, but something that really stuck with me from this article was the focus on mindset.
Oh, yeah. Mindset, that's huge.
It can really make or break you.
Absolutely. Your mindset is either your biggest asset or your biggest obstacle,
It's about believing you can achieve success
even when things get tough,
and being open to new ideas.
like the ones we're talking about today.
Exactly. Think about all those successful entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They didn't get there by playing it safe.
By doubting themselves.
No, they had a vision. They believed in themselves and they took action.
And you know what?
What's that?
They probably made some mistakes along the way.
Oh, for sure. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's about learning from them.
Yeah, using those mistakes to get better.
It's at that growth mindset.
Exactly. Wealth building. It's not a straight line. There are going to be ups and downs, detours, maybe even some moments where you want to give up.
It's about pushing through.
That's what determines your success.
Remember that question we talked about?
Which one?
About designing your ideal income-generating system?
Oh, yeah. If you could turn any service or skill into a product,
What would it be?
what would let you step back from the daily grind, but still create value?
It really makes you think outside the box.
It does.
Envision a different future,
Where your business works for you.
not the other way around.
You got it.
It's finding that perfect balance. Your passion, your skills, what the market wants. Gotta find that sweet spot.
Yeah, where it all comes together.
And build a system that can generate income, even when you're not working.
So you can do the things you love.
Travel, spend time with family.
That's the dream right there.
That freedom
The flexibility.
to design a life on your own terms.
That's what it's all about.
That's the ultimate goal.
I think so.
To build wealth, not just for the money, but for the freedom it gives you.
The opportunity.
To pursue your passions, give back to your community, create a better future.
For yourself and your family.
And remember, you don't have to figure it all out on your own.
That's right. There are resources out there to help you.
Books, podcasts, online courses.
Tons of information.
We live in an amazing time.
We do.
So take that first step
Yeah.
and start building.
Building that brighter future.
Keep that question in mind.
The one about designing your ideal system.
Explore the possibilities. Challenge those norms.
Don't be afraid to think differently.
And remember, building wealth is a journey, not a destination.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the 3 stages of wealth building.
We hope you learned a lot.
Until next time, happy wealth building, everyone.